Hello all of my otaku friends, my name is Prof Otaku and welcome back to my channel. This is my reading log for the month of April and let's just get right into it. So the crutch of my month was spent reading or getting up to date with Joramia. And as you recall from last month, I said this, and this is Joramia, volumes 1, 2, and 3. I love the pacing with this rom-com, and the side characters are interesting. You know, there may be too many. Oh, young Dan, you were so naive at the time, you just had no idea. I'm actually going to do a review of this, at least up to this point, volume 14, and that's going to go up on Sunday on my Should You Read Sunday series. So look forward to that. But yeah, Joramia, interesting to say the least. I'm not saying I didn't enjoy it, but there are some definitive problems with this series that I think a lot of you will agree with me if you've read the series before. Alright, so the next series I read this month was Happy, and I read volumes 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. This series, you know, at the beginning it was like, okay, this is interesting, Naoki Urasawa, tennis, Yakuza, really depressing but really interesting. But this series is getting really good. We just got into this new arc. They're adding some characters that are really interesting, and the tennis is really well done, and I just really am enjoying where the story is going. And so one fun fact about this was serializing weekly at the same time as Monster, so it's got that Monster artwork, and starting with 20th Century Boys was when he changed his art style. So yeah, very interesting work. This has been a lot of fun to read, and I can't wait to read more of it. Alright, next up is Whisper Me a Love Song, volumes 1 and 2. I did a first impressions on these two volumes, and I'll leave a link in the description down below. But just in short terms, this is my first Yuri series, and I really enjoyed it. It was a lot of fun, very interesting story, and a really cute romance. So if you're looking to get into a Yuri, this is a great one to get into. I highly recommend it. Next up is My Dress Up Darling, volumes 1, 2, and 3. I picked these all up at the bookstore, and let's see if I can flip to something that's not ecchi. Okay, so here's kind of the artwork here. This was a fantastic start to a rom-com series. What I really like about it is that it has a very strong identity and it doesn't go away from it. You know, it's about this girl who really likes cosplay and she loves dressing up, and this guy, he makes these doll faces, and so this girl catches him in a room, like the school sewing room, one day making clothes, and she says, hey, can you make some cosplay clothes for me? And so he starts making them, and it's really fun. It's a beautiful relationship. It's super ecchi, obviously, so definitely older teen, mature audience only. But yeah, Dress Up Darling, this was a great read. I highly recommend it for a rom-com series. Next up is Made in Abyss, volume 9. This is fantastic. Made in Abyss, every arc gets better and better, and this arc is diving into like the lore of the Abyss, and it's so interesting. The only thing that stinks is that I just kind of forgot what was going on from like the previous volumes, because it like came out so long ago. So I'm gonna definitely reread this series, but it's so creepy, so cool. Highly recommend at least getting into the manga, you know, because the manga is farther ahead than the anime. So yeah, highly recommend you check this out. Alright, next up, Golden Kamuy, volume 21, another great volume. I've already talked about Golden Kamuy many times, and so the only thing that's a problem with this is like Made in Abyss, there's so many side characters, I just don't remember like who the people are, so it causes me some problems, but it's really funny. This was a really funny volume, and it goes more into just the arc and them trying to collect the skins. So yeah, as always, a great volume, great series, highly recommend. Last up in this stack is Asadora, volume 2. This was great. It wrapped up the childhood of Asa, and it gets into her teenage years. And so this follows her life and them trying to discover the kaiji phenomenon, or the mystery of the kaiji. You know, it's no secret at this point, but it's not really a spoiler. This is just a really interesting series. The only thing I have to say about it is it's a slow burner, and and he's taking his time with it. And I think we just have to trust the process. You know, that's a Naoki Urasawa thing. He takes his time with this stuff, and we just have to trust that everything is going to wrap up really well. So yeah, Asadora Volume 2. I've really enjoyed the first 2 volumes so far. It's been a lot of fun. All right, here we go. Last stack. This is Dr. Stone, Volume 16. This was a fantastic end to the Treasure Island arc. It really took like a battle shonen turn. You know, it was a lot of battle stuff in here, and it was very well done, very cool science, and a great setup into the next arc. I just think that the Treasure Island arc is one of the coolest arcs, and it's just done so well with the lore of Dr. Stone. Highly recommend. The artwork is just absolutely phenomenal. So yeah, Dr. Stone, Volume 16, fantastic series. All right, next up is a very high heavy hitter in the manga community, Blood on the Tracks Volume 5. This was fantastic. As always, I read it at the beginning of the month. First thing that I read, phenomenal. It doesn't dive too much into the psychological aspects like the previous volumes, but it has some awkward adolescence and sexual things. So that's always fun, and it makes you feel a little awkward just reading it from the outside. But yeah, it was very well done. As always, quick read. Cannot wait for the next volume, as always. Next up is Moriarty the Patriot, Volume 3. You know, I'm struggling with this volume here because the first 2 volumes were just done so well. But this volume, you know, it's kind of the same old. I don't know. Somebody who's read this, let me know what you think. But it got kind of monotonous. I got bored, honestly, and I don't really like that I got bored. So hopefully it kind of picks up. I guess add something new to the table. Right now it's just monotonous. So I think this just needs to move forward in a little bit of a faster or different direction. All right, next up is Chainsaw Man, Volume 4. Holy shit, y'all. I regret everything I said about Chainsaw Man at the beginning. You guys can just roast me in the comments if you want. But man, this series is just, you know, it's like, holy shit, people are dying, powers are going crazy, like shit's getting real. I just absolutely love it. And I'm so glad that people were telling me to like stop being like a little wimp with this and give it like a real chance. So I'm really happy that I'm still reading this. All right, next up is Fire Force Volume 22. We are getting closer and closer to the mystery of spontaneous human combustion, and it's a lot of fun to see. The art in this was absolutely epic, so cool. The battles were really cool. I mean, as you can see here, I mean, it's just so amazing. I love this series. I cannot wait to see how this series ends because it's just so good. All right, next up is Comey Can't Communicate Volume 12. This series is like a seesaw, basically. On one side you get beautiful, funny, slice of life rom-com, and then on the other side you get like super frustrating pacing and like idiotic side characters. And so I don't know, you know, this series really needs to pick up or it's gonna lose. I mean, it lost people at the beginning, it's gonna lose people now. I still enjoy it, but like, I don't know, it's just frustrating to me as a reader to see like how slow this is going. So yeah. All right, next up is Quintessential Quintuplets, Volume 13. He finally picked a girl. He did it. He picked a girl, and it was so good. I just loved I mean, the build up to the end of this volume was absolutely fantastic. The one thing I don't like, and I'll just point it out here, is that I love these little introduction character pages, by the way. They're always really funny, have like cute snippets, like facts about the girls, which is really funny. The way that they set this up was they did each girl's like side story like at the school festival, and it's really confusing to follow. And so it really bothered me as a reader. But, you know, other than that, you know, it's a fantastic series. It was super cute, really funny, really intense. So yeah, cannot wait to see how this ends at 14 volumes. All right, in the last series that I read the first 3 volumes of Arakawa, Under the Bridge, and I talked a little bit about this in the hall. Just a quick synopsis. It's about this guy who is a salary businessman, super successful, and he's never owed a debt to anybody. He starts drowning in the river. She saves the guy, and she's a homeless person under the bridge. She's a little crazy. She says she's from Venus, but she wants to find out what love is, and so to pay back his debt to her, he says that he will help her understand what love is. It's It's basically about these cast of characters under a bridge, and it's their life and their cute kind of relationship. So yeah, the first 2 volumes were really funny, super original rom-com, very interesting and unique take. I love the art. The comedy was really funny. Short chapters. Each volume's got like 20 something chapters in it, and they're like only like 5 pages long or something like that. So it's really short. And then we get into volume 3, and then there is barely any development in the romance aspect of the relationship, and I'm just really scared that this is going to start turning into a lot of filler because there's like 400 chapters. So I just hope it's not, because I did get bored halfway through this volume. It was kind of a pain to get through. So I hope things kind of pick up in volume 4. And that's it for my manga reading log for the month of April. Let me know down in the comments, what did you read? What was the most exciting thing? What was the worst thing that you read? Read some pretty good things. Some misses though. So it's going to be interesting moving forward how these series develop. So as always, if you liked the video, please hit that like button, tap that subscribe button, and hit that notification bell so that you know when more of my videos come out. I will see you in the next video. Take care now. Bye-bye.